Hello, pre-algebra class. Welcome to Mr. Chow time. Let's get right into it. Integers and absolute values. This is lesson 8. Starts on page 46 with a lot of vocabulary words. A negative number. This is a number that's less than 0. I'm going to draw a number line to talk about some of these concepts. Here's 0, numbers that are less than 0. These are the negative numbers. To the right of 0, these are the positive numbers, right? You guys are probably pretty familiar at this point with the number line. An integer is all the whole numbers and their opposites. Opposites are like 2 and negative 2. They are the same distance away from 0. A coordinate, that's a point that represents a number on the number line, right? So like if I put a dot here, on 2, this is the coordinate that represents 2. An inequality is a math sentence that compares two quantities. So for example, if I have a quantity like 3 and a quantity like 2, well, 3 is bigger than 2. This is an inequality. Okay, this is an equation. Equal. Inequality, not equal. That's what in means. Absolute value is just talking about the distance that a number is from 0 on a number line. So when we look back at 2, 2 is 1, 2 away from the number line, from 0 on the number line. So the absolute value of 2 is 2. The absolute value of negative 2, also 2. This red kind of hurts my eyes a little bit. I think I'm going to use a different color. All right. For example, what integer can be used to represent 23 degrees below 0? So on a number line, if here's 0 and here's negative 23 and here's 23, which one are we talking about? If we're talking about 23 degrees below 0, well, we're talking about this one over here, right? So the integer negative 23 can be used to represent this temperature. What is the opposite of that integer? Well, we're 23 away from 0. So 23 to the other side would be 23. How about a deposit of $15? Deposit, this is a word that you will probably see in homeworks and other things like that for some time to come. A deposit is when you put money into a bank. This is my Bank of Chow. If I put a deposit into the bank, this is putting money into the bank. So if I made a deposit, that would be 15 on the number line, right? If I took money out, that would be a withdrawal. Withdraw and deposit. Okay, anyway, moving on. Use the integers graphed on the number line below. Write two inequalities involving negative 4 and 2. Well, negative 4 is right here. 2 is right here. How can we write an inequality? Well, first of all, negative 4 and 2. How can we compare these? Well, which one is bigger? Which one is further to the right on the number line? That would be the 2. How can we write another inequality? I want 2 of them. Well, I can just swap these numbers around, right? Now which one's bigger? Still 2. So here we have 2 inequalities involving these 2 integers. Mr. Chow had some teachers over to his classroom to play a game in his room. Their scores at the end of the game were 1, negative 5, 0, negative 1, 2, and 4. Order the scores from least to greatest and graph the integers on a number line. Oh boy. So from least would be farthest in the negative direction. That would be -2, then -1, then 0. And then just making sure I got all the numbers. 1, 2, and 4. Great. I'm so smart. Now I'm going to graph the integers on the number line with coordinates, right? So here's one I hear. Actually, I'm going to use a different color. Boom. Let's break out with this bright yellow. -5, -1, 0, 1, 2, 4. And there you have it. Remember absolute value all the way back from like a couple of minutes ago? Remember that it's the distance a number is from 0. So the distance that 4 is from 0 is, you guessed it, 1, 2, 3, 4. The distance -4, same, 1, 2, 3, 4. Opposites have the same absolute value. Good to know, right? So let's evaluate. Oh, my mouse is being all wonky. Evaluate these expressions. -6, absolute value of -6, minus the absolute value of 8. So the negative value of -6 would be 6, minus the absolute value of 8 is 8. That's -2. The absolute value of x plus 4 if x equals -3. So the absolute value of -3 plus 4 equals the absolute value of 3 is 3, or -3 is 3, plus 4, that's 7. 9 minus 5z, I'm sorry, the absolute value of z, if z equals 3. So if z equals 3, we put that into absolute value, times 5 minus 9. So that would be 9 minus 5 times 3. The absolute value of 3 is 3. And that would be 9 minus 15. And that would be -6. And that's it.